About SOLO taxonomy in music and how we use it, in particularly when it comes to analysis of works. So we've all talked about SOLO taxonomy. We all should know a bit about SOLO taxonomy. So today we're going to put it into context in regards to how we use it in music analysis. So why do we use SOLO taxonomy? So this is actually this is a question that you should be familiar with and why you're using it. It is a thinking tool. It is a way to order your thoughts, ensure that we cover everything or that you cover everything. It demonstrates a higher level thinking, and that's only possible when you're actually at extended abstract. So you need to make sure that you cover multi-structural relational, and then ultimately that you obtain a high grade. That's the reason for doing this. We're not just doing this because we want you to show critical thinking. Well, we do want you to show critical thinking, but we also want you to be able to obtain the higher grades. What we find in student work is that it's just the thoughts aren't ordered in the right order. They just don't seem to link up. There's no necessarily connection that allows you to demonstrate higher level thinking. So SOLO taxonomy is ultimately a really good tool to allow you to do this. So what are the levels and how do they look like when it comes to music analysis? So ultimately, number one is pre-structural. That means that you have no idea. You have no idea about anything about the topic. You have not heard of it. You're just literally just somewhere where you have no idea. And that is absolutely fine. And that's what you need to remember, is that if you don't have the answer, that is fine. The question is how do you find that answer? Where can you get that information to have the answer? How do you investigate to find that answer? So we need to make sure that even if you are at pre-structural, that you have the motivation, that you have the inkling to actually go further. Then, of course, we have Uni Structural. So that's it's a really good starting point. You've heard about it, you know what it is, you're familiar with it. It's not something that you could really give a detailed answer about, but you at least know where to start, and that is also a good place. So, for example, if we're thinking about Uni Structural and having one idea, when it comes to a feature about an element, is that if we're talking about the tempo, is that I can tell you that, or you can tell me that it is fast. So what you're listening to is fast. However, we want you to go a bit further. To actually get an achieved, you need to be looking at multi-structural. So you need to be able to give me multiple ideas about the answer, or multiple answers, and be able to actually demonstrate you have some understanding. So multiple ideas or multi-structural is I can explain numerous features about an element. So for example, the tempo in the song, it is fast. It is moderate. It changes in tempo to go fast and slow. So you're demonstrating to me, or you're demonstrating to the marker, that you actually have some understanding of what is happening to the speed in the piece, that it changes. We then have relational. Now, relational is where you generally go for merit. This means that you can connect your ideas. So I can explain numerous features about an element and tell you where it happens. So for example, the tempo. The song starts at a fast pace. In the first verse, it slows down slightly, and in the chorus, it goes back to the original speed. In the middle eight, the speed slows down, and the song finishes slowly. So ultimately, if we're breaking this down, you're telling me that the tempo, which you can tell me that it's about the speed, that it goes from fast, it slows down, and then it goes back to the original speed in the chorus. In the middle eight, it gets slower and then finishes slow. But to get a merit, you need to tell me where it is. Okay, so the song starts at a fast pace. So you're telling me it's a fast speed and that it actually starts at a fast speed. You're telling me when and where I will find that fast pace. Okay, so you're explaining it to me and you're telling me where it is in the music. To get an achieved, you'll demonstrate through a thorough understanding. is extended abstract with an excellence. So I can explain numerous features about an element and tell you where it happens and justify my answers with personal insight. Now, personal insight is you giving your own opinion. It's you being able to grasp some other information that you have found that you can then put into your answer. Okay, so it's you justifying it with some other answers that you may have found or that you already know. So here is an example. Tempo. The song starts at a fast pace. In the first verse it slows down slightly, and in the chorus it goes back to the original speed. I feel it does this because then it can emphasize the change between the verse and the chorus. Besides in the change speed, there is also a change in dynamics to match the contrast between the two sections. In the middle eight, the speed slows down and the song finishes slowly as it draws towards the end. The music replicates the lyrics, I am dying, making the music more heavy and slow. So of course this is a fictional piece. This is not a real piece. I just made this up. But basically what I'm trying to demonstrate to you, what does an extended abstract answer look like? I've given the multi-structural, which is the speed, I've given the relational, which is where it is, and then the extended abstract is actually why do I think that this is happening in this piece of music. So for example here, I feel it does this because it can emphasize the change between the verse and the chorus. So I'm saying, okay, yep, it changes this because it wants to distinguish between the two parts. So it's me giving my own personal insight in regards to the speed. This is what you should be aiming for or being able to do in all the elements and features that you cover. So multi-structural is what are the answers that you're talking about. Relational is can you connect those answers, all those ideas, and extended abstract is you justifying those ideas with personal insight. So good luck, and I'll see you in the next video.